Very good morning from me and good morning from him. My little Gigi's here today. Not a very thrilling day. It isn't actually raining at the moment, but it has been, so it's pretty miserable and dull. Oh, sorry if you can hear me clanking. I'm wearing my mum's locket. I can't remember whether I bought it for her or she bought it for me. Can't remember which way, but either way it's been in the family for a long time. It's some kind of a green stone. I'm sure those of you that are into gemstones will tell me exactly what it is. And it's actually a locket, but there's nothing in it. But it's been around for a long time. Nothing much has happened over the weekend. The guy that was supposed to be coming to plaster the hallway ceiling and walls didn't turn up. And the guy who was supposed to put in a little bit of trimming left on the bathroom underneath the shower, he didn't turn up. Today the gardener is turning up, although she hasn't actually got any grass to mow. But she is going to tidy everything up, you know, for the winter, cut the hedge and give everything its final tidy up before we abandon gardening. The grass is actually starting to grow back a little bit. My daughter-in-law sprinkled grass seed all over it, and it is starting to come back. It's probably all the rain we've had. And we have had actually a couple of sunny days. As you can see, I've still not got my roots done. Still looking very tatty. I haven't done an awful lot of crocheting, to be quite honest with you. I have finished off 2 sleeves, you know, for the cardigan. So now I've got to sew it together and put the front bands on it, and then that will be done. As I said, I've just brought my little clips in from the other room, ready to do it. The next thing I'm going to start is I've got an order for, I don't think you remember me making the pink, black and white circular waistcoat. Well, the lady loved it, but she wanted me to make one with slightly bigger armholes. I mean, she's kept the pink one, but in shades of green, preferably, you know, like the neon greens. So I have got those shades, and I have managed to find a few more shades to go with. But the tote box, you know, with all my greens, it is right at the bottom, and there's like 5 totes piled on top of it. And every time I go into the garage, I think, oh, just not in the mood for pulling the other 4 down, because they're heavy. And my hip is just settling down again after doing that long walk around the do-it-yourself store. So really I haven't actually been doing a lot. I've just been deciding what to make next. Like you said, I want to start the green multi-waistcoat because that's an order. But I can't get to half of the colours I want, so I'm thinking, she's waited about a fortnight already for me to start it, so I really should be starting it. But then again, you know, it would be a lot easier if I went into the stash room and found what I could find, which is just by the doorway, and decide to make something with what I can find. Hey, what are we doing, Gigi? Gigi apparently loves his fluffy blankets. He loves the one here, loves the one he keeps at home. Don't you, mister? He's always very subdued on a Monday. I think they must run him round. At the weekend, I think he has a good time going for walks and that with his parents. I think they take you out, don't they? They like to hike and walk and do all sorts of things at the weekend. Meet up with friends, you know, and go for a long walk. That's their idea of leisure. I mean, it would be mine if I could walk. I used to love taking Buster, you know, for a walk. As for the other Buster, we haven't seen him running loose. So maybe the owner has decided he would keep him in because he doesn't want us to have him. Yeah, because my son said, running loose one more time, he's not coming home. So I think the threat has worked. I think he's keeping him. He was too beautiful a dog to be roaming. Anything could have happened to him. He could have been picked up by strangers and, you know, used as a fighting dog. Anything could have happened to him. Could have been knocked down, run over, caused an accident, anything. And he was a beautiful dog. Well, he is a beautiful dog. He's still around. Talking about him like he's gone. And of course his name helps, you know, being called Buster. Because my late dog was called Buster, as you know. Well, I'm enjoying my new shower. It's very much easier for me, not having to step over the bath and step over everything. We got the cupboard set up in the bathroom, but it's just a little cupboard that goes around the wash basin. I still have tons of stuff, which is still in my bedroom, on the tall cupboard. My son apparently went to break up this tall cupboard. I told you before, they love to break up everything and anything that's not actually, you know. Whereas I'm saving it because I'm thinking when they moved out, it'll be a bookcase. Could use it, you know, in their, what is there now, their bedroom. But I don't want to say anything to them on those lines because it's already stressful. I mean, when I say stressful, I don't mean stressful in the fact that we're getting on each other's nerves. We're all coping quite well. But it's very stressful for them that by now they should have been in their own space. And, you know, when all said and done, they're living in my house and it's not their own place, is it? You know, where they can do what they want and the dogs can do what they want and she can have her grandchildren round and things like that. You know, it's just one, if I knew his name, this one particular solicitor, I'd name and shame him on YouTube. He's somebody down south. It's the solicitor that belongs to the people who are selling the house. And he is, I don't know what he's doing, but he's making, even the solicitors up here have said he's making a complete and utter, if I say balls up, you know what I mean, of it all. And if he decides he doesn't think something's necessary, he won't do it. And yet other parties are saying, but you need to do it, it's part of what we need it doing so we can progress. And he's like one of these I know better kind of guys by the sound of it. So he's holding everything up. I'm sure if he had been up here in the north, my son would have been round by now. Because he's just being an utter plonker. He will, you know, this key business, they're supposed to have the keys a couple of months back. And it's all because of him. Everybody else has got everything in place. It's all slotting in place. Like a little jigsaw, except for him. He's the fly in the ointment at the other end. I tell you, if he was near, I'd go out there and poke him in the eye. Because I'd say, look, you know, I want my house back too. They want to move. We're all doing well, but we just do not want to be together at Christmas, if you know what I mean. Oh dear. Well, I almost had a set of furniture for the deck. My daughter-in-law's been looking on eBay and all around and places, and she found this lovely set and she bid on it, but then my son said, oh, it's wicker, it won't do for mum because she wants to leave it outside. And wicker will rot eventually, which it will. And so she still bid on it and she still got it for a really cheap price. So it's now going to go into their conservatory, which they've got if they get this, well, when they get this house. I refuse to say if they get this house because I'd still be optimistic and say when they get this house. It will go in their conservatory. So at least they've got something to sit on at the moment. But they're being thwarted. They can't order beds or anything. They can't order anything because they don't know exactly what is going to fit where until they get it with the key and do all the proper measurements. It's no good getting a sofa, is it? And then they find out it's too big for the space. And I'm stuck, really. I'm not going to do anything else, really, until everything's cleared. Don't want to spend any more money on little things, you know, because I've got some... My daughter-in-law said she would paint the hall and that when it's all been plastered, but of course the plasterer didn't come, so I need to get hold of him and find out when he is coming. Then at least my daughter-in-law could take her frustrations out by painting me wall, because I can't do it anymore. My hip has settled down quite a lot. It still aches, but it's not like it was the day after I did all that walking. Because I thought, oh no, I've really spoiled it, you know, I've done too much walking and wrecked it. But I haven't anyway, it's a bit of rest and it's been fine. That's probably one reason why I haven't been doing an awful lot, because I have been going to bed within a reasonable hour. Normally I'm like the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. But I did go to bed last night about 11:15. And I just watched the clock go round, go round, go round. I think it was about 4 o'clock before I stopped looking at the clock. And a couple of times I thought, I'm going to get up. I've had enough of this. I'm going to get up. But I disturb the dogs and I disturb everybody else when I get up. You know, everything in my house creaks. I think I've mentioned this before. So going downstairs, it sounds like the haunted house. You know, it's like wherever I walk. So, you know, I don't want to disturb them because my son had to get up very early this morning for work. My daughter-in-law's, she's on baby duty. Child duty, I should say. They're not actually babies anymore. But she sorts out with her daughter and her daughter-in-law, looking after their little ones while they go to work. And she's also on school duty. She collects the kids from school, things like that. A bit like Sue does, really. When Sue's not working, she collects her grandchildren from school, you know, so that Mum can carry on working. So, you know, we have to fit everything around Sue's schedule. So I can never actually tell you when she's actually coming. She did say she could be coming on Wednesday, but having said that, you know, we never know for sure till she turns up. Till somebody says, Susie, or the dogs announce that she's here, because the dogs absolutely love her to bits. Gigi thinks she's wonderful, and the big dogs want to sit on her knee practically. And she's going, sit down, sit down, sit. She's like, got 3 in the row, you know, going, they are very... Gigi's doing little grunts if you can hear him. I don't know whether you can or not. There you go. Can't sit out on the deck today. It has actually stopped raining, but the decking's very wet. And it's quite windy, actually. It feels so quiet in here when there's nobody and you can hear the clock going tick, tock, tick, tock. Because of course I can't put the TV on until I finish filming. Because I got one of my videos, they took the sound out of it because they could hear the TV or something in the background. So they just blanked all the sound out of my video, so I was there going... Somebody walking past. Hey ho! Well, I'm not going to sing, even though I was watching. Who was I watching? She was singing away there in the car. Oh, do you know, I was brain dead. I only watched her yesterday. Brain dead, brain dead, brain dead. Oh, I know who it was. Inside number 23. She does an awful lot of knitting and sewing. I don't think she crochets. She may do. But she mostly sews and knits. And she's got this pug called Rolly. But she was in the car on the way to work and she was singing away there. I mean, I find her interesting even though I don't knit, you know. I do watch some knitting podcasts. I just don't have the patience to sit through these that are almost 2 hours long. I'm sorry, but no. I can't craft because I'm like that, you know. Like a puppet, you know, trying to watch them and do what I'm doing, so I just give up. I prefer the ones that are about under an hour, yeah, if I'm honest. If I look at them, you know, and I think 1 hour 55, nah, forget it. Too long. I like the ones that are about 30 minutes, even though I make mine about 40 odd. Because that just seems to be enough for me to fit in between things, you know. Like I'll be sitting there drinking the last of my coffee thinking I'll go for a shower. And I look at one of the videos and it says 30 minutes. I think, oh yes, I can watch that. When I look at it and it says 1 hour 55, and I think, no. I'll maybe watch it when I come down from having a shower, but then of course I just delete it in the end because I haven't got the patience to sit there, sorry. If you're one of those people who has the 1 hour 55 minutes, I'm sorry, but I don't watch you mostly. Not because I'm not interested in you, I've just got a very limited attention span, I think. And after a while, no matter how interesting you are, I just want to go, oh, that's enough of that. Had enough now. Turn it off. I like the ones that divide it into segments. You know, they'll say this bit is about this is about that, and then I can skip over the bits I'm not interested in. I mean, I know a lot of you love reading and things like that. I don't read, so that bit isn't as interesting to me as what you're actually crafting, you know. It doesn't have to be crochet, but what you're actually crafting interests me. But I'm not that interested in what you're reading or things like that. Well, I'm waiting for Zoe to come back, 24 Karat Crochet to come back and make a video about Rhinebeck. I'm not jealous, no I'm not. I'm just as green as my sweater. I did mention to Sue last time that we'll try and go to Yarndale next year. And it was Amy Darling. She's actually given me the dates for next year, so I'm going to make sure I give them to Sue and then she can put them in her diary and then maybe we stand a chance. Still working on the idea of going away for a weekend, just a few of us, you know, for a little crochet retreat. I suppose there could be a knit retreat as well, but primarily crochet retreat. But you know, you stop thinking about it when the weather goes a bit dismal, don't you? You start thinking, maybe next year when the weather goes a bit nicer. But then of course you don't know what you're going to be doing next year, do you? It's a bit hard to commit for a year. I've got my date to go back to see the specialist about my hip. 29th of November. And my daughter-in-law's having an injection in her hip. I think she's going on about the 17th or the 18th of November. So she's had injections in various places before, they've not worked, so I hope this one works for her. Because she likes to walk the dogs quite a long way and it's painful for her at the moment. I've now got somebody's house alarm. You can hear it in the background. We are a street of house alarms, and we are a street where nobody takes any notice of house alarms, and they can ring all day. I used to go out, have a look, make sure everything was okay, but I don't bother anymore now. Because half of the houses that are ringing, like they're up steps and I can't do them anymore. So I think, no, I'll let the younger and fitter neighbours go up and have a look around the back, make sure everything's okay. Oh, and there's a little baby going past in his stroller. We've got an influx of babies on this street again, as usual. They do that, they go in cycles of about 10, 20 years. You get a street full of babies and then they'll all move out and go into bigger houses. Because these houses are not tremendously large if you've got 2 or 3 children. And then some more people move in and then they start having babies and then they stay about 10 years or so. And then they move out. I'm one of the golden oldies, I think there's only me and a couple of others left from way before. I've got a horrible feeling one of the old chappies down the road's not with us anymore. Bless his little soul, he was 90 and he used to walk up with his shopping bag and sit on the wall facing me. And many a time I've gone out to him and asked him, did he want a drink, did he want anything, because he was catching his breath, you know. No, I'm just resting, he said, just resting. I mean, one time I got hold of his shopping bags and I put them on my scooter. I said, right, you take your time, love, walking down on your own. Just tell me your door number, I'll put your bags by your front door. Because they were heavy. Anyway, I've not seen him for absolutely weeks now, so I'm just hoping Not gone to Mickey's Maker. We could have gone into an old folks home. We'll have to just think that way, won't we? It's a nicer thought, isn't it? He's gone into sheltered accommodation. I'll tell myself that and then I'll think about it that way. So I think that's all I've got to say to you. I'm just deciding what to start crocheting next. It's what? 11:30. I've done my dishes, I've done little chores. I could hoover. But then again, maybe I won't. The gardener's coming anyway, so she'll only trudge a load of mud through, so I'll have to mop and do that after. She doesn't come till this afternoon. So I think I'll make myself a brew of coffee. I would have a biscuit, but I think my son's found them. He's supposed to be on a diet. And then he blames me for buying biscuits because he says I tempt him. He doesn't have to eat them, does he? He could have a willpower, not eat my biscuits. I don't eat a lot of biscuits, but if I just fancy a biscuit, I like to go to the tin and find there's a nice little variety for me to choose from. I don't like going in and going, where are they all? There's 3 lonely biscuits at the bottom of the tin. And they're always the ones I don't like. You know when you buy the assortment and you get the bourbon ones in that? I don't like bourbon. And I'm not that fond of custard cream. And you always get 2 of each of those in an assortment. Because I won't buy the chocolate assortments because A, they're a lot more pricier, and B, they've disappeared before they even hit the tin. And that isn't good for me either because I'm not supposed to be eating too many sweet things. So I'll just make do with a cup of coffee. And I can't invite you to join me on the deck today because I'm not sitting out there. So I'm going to have to disturb this little baby boy. Who says, oh, stop it. Stop it, Auntie Jan. I was getting sleepy and I was really having a good time. So we'll see you all maybe Wednesday when Sue comes. Maybe Wednesday. So until then, bye for now.